Good evening and welcome. We're here at Waterhead this evening. It is the second of our NCL live commentaries. We're really excited to be bringing to this on behalf of the 13 Pro-Am Community Rugby League show. My name's Dave Parkinson. Delighted to be alongside for his first commentary gig ever. It's Steve Beach. How are you doing, Steve? You okay?
Not so bad at all, Dave. I've been looking forward to this. Obviously been looking at the weather forecast all day coming up here to Oldham, but it's an absolutely gorgeous day and a nice crowd actually forming as well for this game.
Well, I have to admit as well, I got out of work stupidly early today, so I've been here since about 4:30. So I was a little bit ominous when I looked up in the sky before and saw big grey clouds, but we have got some of that blue stuff above us, which is all fantastic. So two teams right at the peak of their powers. We've got Waterhead, who are one win away from confirming the championship and getting promoted to Division 1 of the National Conference. They've certainly been one of the success stories over the last couple of years, haven't they, Steve, in the National Conference League?
They certainly have, and obviously got a good team together and really putting things ready for that portion. Obviously, hopefully tonight they can just get over that line.
We're anticipating a close contest. Certainly the last time these two sides met, back in June, there was only 4 points between them, wasn't there? So Waterhead winning that one by 28 points to 24. Tell us about the game, Steve.
Well, it was Shawcross up to that, narrowing that lead that Waterhead at the early start of the season. What points were non-existent, but at the stage, the Warriors had got in with 2 tries from Kieran Dean and touchdowns from Mark Mayer and Jamie Mayle for a 22 points to 4 lead. The Sharks, who'd been limited to a Ben Ripley try, it back at 22 points to 16 with Deck Tomlinson's conversion of efforts by Evan Stevenson and Ripley again. But a hat-trick for Dean, plus his 4th goal, gave Waterhead a 12-point buffer, which was needed as the horse posted tries in the final quarter for Harrison, Sutcliffe and Brandon Bates, both of which were too far out for Tomlinson to improve. 28 points to 4 defeat, but, a great win there for Waterhead Warriors on the roll. And from what I can gather as well, these two teams, when they've played, there's been very little, 4 points usually or so between them, so it looks like it could be a good one tonight.
A lot of respect between the two sides as well, and a lot of banter flying when I was coming up as well, so it's great to see. So we've got Waterhead in the home strip of red and green, looking very much like South Sydney Rabbitohs for those people who are perhaps uninitiated, and then we have Shawcross Sharks in a mainly white number with a red chevron across the chest, or a green V. Where did the red come from?
I don't know.
I'm obsessed with red.
You're getting obsessed.
I'm getting obsessed with red. Anyway, let's run through the two sides. Starting first of all with the host Waterhead Warriors. They've got at fullback Jensen Hamilton. It's a backline that features Dane Taylor on one wing, Mason Young on the other, Matty Holland and Callum Murphy, one of the Italian heroes as far as the England Community Lions under-19s was concerned last season, who's been in tremendous form himself. At halfback, it's Gareth Owen and Keegan Brennan. That's the brains trust of the team, and certainly they've been combining particularly well over the course of the season. In at prop forwards, we've got Ellis Walker and Phil Joy. In the middle, as the hooker, is James Perks. It's a back row of Will Dickinson, the captain, Mitch Birch, and Kieran Dean, the man who starred last time out between these two sides, scoring 20 of the 28 Waterhead points. He's locking everything together from loose forward. It's a bench that features Dale Lowe, vastly experienced. Remember him playing for Lee Academy many moons ago. Alongside him, there's Harry Barker, Zach Fenton and Jack Burns. On the Shawcross side, they line up with the prolific Callum Barker at fullback. It's Josh Frayne, Brad Baines, Thomas Ripley and Lucas Smith amongst the back line. Halfback pairing of Tom Ashton, 3 games back from a badly dislocated shoulder, alongside youngster Evan Stevenson. Then it's Tennyson Neagle, Joel Russell, Matt West in the front row, Paul Chiticunya, Jack Toulson and Deck Tomlinson at the base of the scrum, and then you have Tom Milburn, Alex Baines, Harrison Sutcliffe and Isaac Murray. We're just awaiting the arrival of our 3 match officials actually, so everybody's ready. They're all ready in front of us here, Steve.
Yeah, very keen. Obviously a midweek match, as we say, Friday night lights, you can't beat it. But when you're looking at it logically, for Shawcross to get over here on a busy Friday evening and get, obviously we're talking 7 o'clock kick-off and it's going to go down very, very shortly. So it's good of them to get here in that respect, isn't it?
It's a massive credit to them, isn't it? And the Shawcross side, they're the only team in Division 2 that can catch Waterhead. But to do it, they've got to go on an almost unbelievable run of 5 wins. They've got to win all 5 matches that they've got left to play, and they're playing those 5 matches in the next 16 days.
Wow. Can you imagine giving that fixture list to a Super League team?
Well, it reminds me of Wigan about 91. They played so many games, didn't they? They had so many players that were patched up and sent onto the field. So we're just moments away from the start of this game. The skipper for Shawcross is Dec Tomlinson. He's such an important cog in their wheel. A really, really good player. Underrated in my opinion. He scored 9 tries, kicked 50 odd goals this year. And it's Mitch Birch who's the captain of the other side. The referee, the man in the middle, is Jamie Callaghan from the St Helens Society, and we're just seconds away from the start of the game now. So Shawcross Sharks will fan out ready to receive the kick-off. And Jensen Hamilton, the prolific Jensen Hamilton, scored 20 odd tries last season. He's followed that up with depends where you're looking, 15 or 16 tries and 30 odd goals as well to his name. So he's going to get us underway. The referee's whistle sounds. It's a mid-range start to the game. Shawcross come and collect it. Little dummy thrown, and straight into the action goes Phil Joy with the biggest hit of the night so far. But that's not hard because it's the first tackle. Picking up out a dummy half, going to his right hand side is Evan Stevenson. Shawcross still inside their own 20 metre line, down the centre of the ground. In a dummy half now is Russell. He spins it wide. They're trying to force their way through. Good yards down that right hand side as well. And it comes back to the middle, juggled by the excellently named Tennyson Neagle, who forces his way downfield. It'll be a slower play, the ball, this one. Dean's all over him. It goes down the right-hand side. Good movement, but the ball just trickling to the floor. Eventually picked up. Referee says it goes backwards, so they're allowed to carry on battling their way up just beyond the halfway line. End of the first set of the game coming up. And Shawcross Sharks have got up to the halfway line. Little dab through from Tomlinson, comes off the knees. Referee's still got his arm aloft. They're going to have to try and smuggle the ball out of this one, but Tennyson Neagle, he can't get rid of it, and it's going to be turnover possession. And a brilliant piece of early defence that by the Waterhead Warriors.
Yeah, just managing to hold them Shawcross into their own half as they progress forward now.
Yeah, Phil Joy with that carry. In at dummy half is James Perks. He spins the ball to his right hand side. That's a big carry and a big hit on Ellis Walker. Did well there. Chitacunya with the hit. And then Dean following up through the middle. Typical hustling, bustling run. Gets beyond the 20. Starts to go again. Eventually wrestled to the turf there by Jack Toulson. It'll come back right with Owen. And further wide, it'll come with Matty Holland. He's still going, Matty Holland. Taking on Chitacunya. They're trying to get this little second rower to do plenty of work as Hamilton drifts across right. Ever so dangerous, close to the line. It's going to be held up just short. So it's all Waterhead Warriors attacking the line, spanning to the middle. Here's Owens kicking forward. It's a delicate kick. They're after it. They've scored. First try of the game. Kieran Dean touches down. It's a superb bit of play that from Gareth Owen. Lines it up, drifts it right across the face of the post, and a super touchdown, Steve.
Yeah, moving the ball from left to right there. I'm taking it back towards the post. Lovely little kick through there, and I'm followed up, and really should make things easy for the kicker.
4 points to nil. We've been going for about 4 minutes in this game. I've done the old schoolboy error of not starting the stopwatch, so we'll do our best to keep you up to date with how things are progressing time-wise, and watching our match official, who's also wearing one of the many head cams that are now available up and down Rugby League as far as match officials are concerned. They've been really good as far as referees' development is concerned, also cutting down, shall we say, some of the more nefarious things that can happen on a touchline.
Yeah, I think we spoke about this on the show in the past, but it's going to be interesting to see the footage of these in the future of how they used it. It would be great to know how they use it in sort of training, etc. as well. Yeah,
I agree. So 4 points to nil. Dean has teed this one up. Also coach of Nottingham University side, Kieran Dean. We did speak to him earlier in the season for 13 Pro-Am Community Rugby League show. glad to have your company this evening as Dean. Oh, he made that look simple. Straight between the uprights, 2 points hoisted, 6 points to 0. What a start.
Yeah, it's just exactly what they wanted, didn't they? First hit up in first drive in there, and obviously coming away with the points.
So our match official runs back to the halfway line. 6 points to 0. It's going to be Tomlinson to get us back underway. Now, I was talking about the fact that Shawcross Sharks have to fit in 5 games in the next 16 days. For Waterhead, they've got to play 4 as well, to be honest. So not an easy task for them, as that ball trickles all the way down to Perks, who puts it back on the infield. There is the tackle coming in. Waterhead, 15 metres out from their own line, over on the far side of the field. I think that's Keegan Brennan working dummy half, but they're surging right the way down. It's a magnificent run from Dickinson all the way to the halfway line. He's going, he's still stretching out. Wow, what a run. 30 metres, getting quick as you like. Out of dummy half they come. Back into the middle, and that's great yards. So Waterhead look like they're really up for this one, leading by 6 points to 0, bringing it back to the middle. Here's Joy. Get some joy from the defence as well, to be fair. They moved in. That's the way I tell them, Steve.
Oh, I knew you'd get that one in.
Here's Owen, spinning it to his right hand side. Good work. Hamilton frightening the defence with his attacking prowess. He's inside the 20, plays it back quickly. Holland gets it into the middle, then it's spun back into the arms of Walker. Last tackle. It's going to be turnover. They recovered well there, didn't they, Shawcross Sharks? Because they were really on the back foot on all of that created with that magnificent run on the left by Will Dickinson.
Yeah, turnover now. So Shawcross just on the edge of their own line.
Chitacunya with the run, met by a 3-man welcoming committee from Waterhead. Now into the middle, Tomlinson releases it. Oh, he knew he was going to get hit there. Did Tennyson Neagle. Still made an extra 5 or 6 metres. In at dummy half now is Russell. He'll spin it right. Quickly moved down that right hand side. The running comes in from Jack Toulson. Quick play the ball, a lightning quick play the ball. And Barker feeds it out to the right hand side. A short running chance there for the winger, but he's taken in by some excellent defence on the halfway line. Still, Shawcross Sharks coming forward, spinning the ball down this left hand side now. Cutting back on the angle into the middle is Deck Tomlinson. Pops the ball out, brilliant offload from him. Can they keep it moving? He's done well to wriggle his way through as Barker, but he gains just 5 extra metres on the halfway line, and he's spun into the arms there of the number 6 Tom Ashen. Ashen putting the ball high in the air, hangs there. Hamilton takes it. Chitacunya takes him and forces him back a good 5 or 6 metres. Good chase.
Yeah, good chase, and nice to see that they're going to start to set in their own half, and Shawcross Sharks can see what they can do from a defensive point of view, see if they can keep them down here.
What a good hit that was from Neagle in the first instance. Waterhead just drifting off down the left hand side. Perks moves into dummy half. He's had another top season as Perks. Another destructive run from I'm just looking, that's Dickinson, sorry. I'll get there in the end. I'll put my teeth in. I'll look at the right team as Owens puts it to his right hand side. Kick comes in from Brennan. Oh, it's hanging in the air.
Well,
what a take. Brilliant take here from Mason Young. Mason just dabbing it forward. Eventually it's taken in by Callum Barker, who starts the counter attack and gets outside his 20. Good rugby all round, Steve.
Really, really good. Well taken, and probably just a little bit more support, and it could have had somebody in there, certainly in the corner.
Big tackle coming in there. Shawcross Sharks still in possession, midway between the 30 and 20. Now there's the figure of Matt West. Also does secretary duties, so he'll be writing a match report up after this one.
Yeah, talented.
Ball moves down the right hand side. There's Toulson once again. He's getting himself involved early doors, isn't he? He'll play it midway between the 40 and halfway. Spun all the way to this left hand side. And there's Chitacunya. Certainly seeing a lot of the action so far, isn't he, Chitacunya? Tackle just inside of the halfway line. They run out of tackles though. Tomlinson. Oh, he skied that one. Oh, it's coming down with snow on it, that one. Well taken. Superb bit of work there from Dane Taylor. Ball's loose, picked up by Hamilton. He had to retreat. There's a bit of open space in front of Hamilton. He's just caught around the legs, and he's 30 metres out from his own line, where he plays it on that left-hand side of the field. They'll try bringing it with a roaming run forward from Dickinson, who looks a real talent early doors in this game, doesn't he? Perks into that middle. Good tackle. Oh, I felt that one. That's a huge hit that came in. And now Joy, he'll take that sort of punishment all day. Drives forward superbly, gaining 15 metres, 5 of them after contact, finds himself upended 2 in the challenge. Perks has time on his side, takes it down the right. Owens switches the point of attack back towards the middle. Mitch Birch, the captain, caught 20 metres out from the line. Last tackle signalled here. Ball back to Keegan Brennan. Brennan kicks for the left side. It's a teaser and well taken in the end, but the defence comes in well too to take the Shawcross Sharks man just 2 metres away from his own line. They've got work to do here, haven't they?
Very much so. Joy's really driving things up. I remember when I watched him against Woolston, he was very much the same, consistent, taking it through the middle and really getting the yards.
He's been a model of consistency. You can understand why he played nearly 10 years for the Oldham Roughheads in League One and Championship. Stepping run forward coming in from Evan Stevenson, a young player of promise, with a shock of blonde hair as well. Little dummy from Russell. Does well to work his way into half an opening and get it 30 metres out from his own line. It's a bit of a shorter pitch here at Waterhead. Kick will come in on the last. A low angle kick from Ashen in towards the corner. Picked up well. And sped back into contact by Dane Taylor. An excellent challenge. Did well to follow up on his kick. And Hamilton just uses his footwork, but I tell you what, he's not falling for it. He's Tennyson Eagle, drags him back, forces him round, spins him round like a rag doll, but they're straight up the middle again. And that's why you sometimes give up a tackle like that, isn't it? So you can surge off the back of it like Dickinson's just done. Good run coming in there from Holland. Experienced member of the team now, plays it quickly. Perks, good hands. Excellent hands. They're rolling forward with menace. Inside the 20 metre line again go Waterhead Warriors. They're currently leading by 6 points to 0. Hope you're enjoying the coverage this evening as the ball spun wide. What an angle. What a pass out. And it's going to be a try. Magnificent play. Magnificent pass over the top.
Absolutely superb. Some great movement there. I mean, the speed of the play, the ball to get down there was absolutely fantastic.
Dane Taylor, the scorer. Some wonderful support. It's no more than Waterhead have deserved. They've started this game at a real pace, haven't they?
Yeah, you can see that the eagerness from, as I said, from dummy half and the play of the ball. And Shawcross are struggling with that at the moment, of getting the ball out on both sides. And well deserved.
Stuart, you turned up just after you set everything up.
So we could obviously see the score increased here to 12 points. Not too bad of a kick. Very similar to his last one. Again, as we were saying before, the crowd here is absolutely superb. Lovely evening for the game as well.
Can't ask for a better night of rugby, can you? We've got sunshine in Oldham as well. Never mind that song by the Proclaimers, Sunshine on Lake.
Love that one.
I love it when you change it to Leith, to Lee. So Kieran Dean, his second attempt on goal, a little bit further out wide than his first one, over on the left hand side. Takes one last look at the post, one last look at the ball, starts his run up. Mr. Callaghan watches him all the way. Is it a good strike? No, it's not. It's missed. Well, they give him the big build up and he's hooked it wide.
So that's 10 points to 0 for Waterhead.
Yeah, Kieran Dean a try and a goal, and then Dane Taylor with the last score there. Absolutely brilliant from them. Can Shawcross Sharks come back in this one? Down his haunches at the moment is Matty Holland. I think he was just tying his bootlace again, though, to be fair. He's back up quickly to take his position in the defensive line on this kick. bit of a conversation being had between Dec Tomlinson and our match official, Mr. Callaghan. He surely can't be asking him how long till half time yet, can he?
I've got to say, Tomlinson is in everything.
He is.
His ball distribution is absolutely superb, and those kicks.
Did you see the spin he put on that restart? It was a really good take, to be honest, by Hamilton, who launches the attack back, and straight away Waterhead Warriors up to the 20-metre line. Perks brings it blindside. It's another solid surge. Tell you what, he's having a monster game on that left side, is Dickinson. Couple of good carries means that Joy can also rumble his way forward for a further 10-metre gain. Perks in centre field as Owens off to his right hand side, instead turns it left to Dean, who again motors forward for a good 10 metres and makes 5 metres, being able to hook and step his way forward for this man Perks to run from dummy half and feed it wide. Oh, it's really unselfish play, a running chance. Can he get in? Has he scored? He's held up. Wow, that was so unlucky. Dane Taylor ever so close to his second try of the game there.
The ball movement is absolutely superb, Parky. I'd say going from left to right and right to left, it's absolutely superb. Did well there, Shawcross Sharks, to hold him up in the corner.
Ended up being a good tackle there from Callum Barker to hold him up. He had no right to stop him as well. He got all the momentum, but still the danger hasn't gone away. The 10 metres away from the line, bringing it to this right-hand side of the field at Waterhead. Here's Jensen Hamilton, feeds it on. What a superb bit of play. Hamilton handing on, and the try is scored by Mason Young. He's a young player in a great bit of form at this moment in time. 14 tries before that one, 15 tries now for the season. This is why Waterhead have been beyond compare and why they're on a 12-match winning run. Yeah. That was just so clinical coming across to this right-hand side, wasn't it?
Yeah, very much so. And, putting it through hands, as we were saying before. And if you remember rightly, I said just about 5 minutes ago, if they'd have done that and saw his winger a little bit earlier, they've had another try earlier on, but they did the correct thing there, and really giving this ball some and it's paying off dividends.
What I liked about that one is that the winger wasn't content with just diving in at the corner like you see so often in Super League. He wanted to get as close to the post as he can, and he's improved this angle by about 10-15 metres, hasn't he, bringing it closer to the post,
making it a lot easier for him.
So Dean, another attempt on goal. 3 tries in the first 15 minutes. It's been a whirlwind start from the Warriors.
On fire at the moment, you might say. I think that's a phrase. Shawcross Sharks just can't get their hands on the ball for long enough to see if they can do anything.
Well, if you start in a karaoke version, you could get joined in. You've seen Waterhead's on fire. There's Kieran Dean.
Excellent, successful.
Lovely kick from Dean, makes it 16 points to 0. What a start. They're going better than a point a minute at the moment.
Yeah, it's only 18 minutes gone.
You just spoiled it. Is it 16-0? It's not a point a minute. Just short of a point a minute then. Hope you're enjoying the coverage this evening. It's a great delight to be able to bring you this commentary. I hope it's coming through loud and clear. If you are listening and you've managed to log into Spreaker and you've signed up, then by all means drop us a message. We'd like to know who's listening. We want to give you a mention if possible, and see what you're thinking so far with Waterhead Warriors in this commanding position. Kick goes towards the touchline. It's played off the body. And Waterhead will start this attack with Taylor. Oh, he's so elusive. Gets away from 2 defenders there. Cuts back into field. And he's tackled 5 metres away from the touchline. Perks moves into dummy half. Lines it up for the running of Callum Murphy. It's a solid surge from him as well. Taking on a couple of the big fellas and forcing them backwards. He'll play it 30 metres out from his own line. Now another solid run coming in from Ellis Walker. Walker getting just beyond the 40 metre line. Can they carry it over halfway with this next one? Joy plays it off to Owens. Owens, flat ball across to the right-hand side. They have gone across halfway. Good work. Perks moves into dummy half. 20 metres in from touch. Dummies. Uses this right-hand side. Owens, what a super pass! And away goes Mason Young. Mason Young back on the infield. Jensen Hamilton supports. It's another flying finish for Hamilton. And now 20 points to 0 for Waterhead Warriors.
This right-hand side, this right edge is absolutely playing dividends no end. And as we said before, going through hands, just giving the ball absolutely superb.
Superb from Hamilton, tracing in on the inside like every good fullback does, supporting the break. But what a pass it was, to be honest, from Gareth Owen to initially break the defence apart. It was a defence splitter in every sense of the word, wasn't it?
Well, the centre wing combination on this side is absolutely superb. Absolutely superb.
So Dean, with this latest conversion attempt. Currently 20 points to 0. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Certainly if you're of a Waterhead persuasion, you'll be doing just that. Unfortunately, from a Shawcross Sharks point of view, they've not really had the ball in any sort of attempt at the moment, in any sort of position where they can launch an attack. Dean with his 4th attempt on goal. Can he add goal number 3? It's hit the post. It's bounced out. So the scoreline remains 20 points to 0 in favour of Waterhead Warriors. He's unlucky there, isn't he?
Very unlucky. I've always said if you can do that, if you can hit the post, you should get at least 1 point, I think, because it's got to be difficult.
It's like a trick shot in snooker, isn't it?
Shawcross got it all to do now.
You've mentioned about a couple of sort of movements that they've come up with at the moment, Waterhead Warriors. Is there any players who are particularly impressing you at this early stage?
As I said, from a Waterhead Warriors point of view, I think Phil Joy is doing really good there at the front. But as I said, the centre and the winger on this right-hand side are really going through it. Is it Young and Matty Holland?
Very experienced player, Matty Holland, been around forever and a day here at Waterhead. And speaking of which, the Warriors back in possession inside their own 20, but not for very long, with a run from Joy. Really does ramp it up from deep, doesn't he? Running it off the back fence, I think, is one of the sayings that a lot of commentators use these days. But that's a great tackle on Dean, forcing him back. Leading the way is Chitakunya. He's been heavily involved in these early stages, hasn't he? Drifting off down this right-hand side now. Birch, tackled, rolled on his back. He'll play it 2 metres inside his own half the field. Birch looks around, sends it the way of Joy again. Oh, look at that run. That's a super run. He's thinking of offloading too. Just raised his arm above Tennyson Neagle's head. Then decided better of it, kept hold. Last tackle. Keegan Brennan skies it with the kick. Coming forward for it is Barker. It's a good take from Barker. It was right in a slither of sunlight there.
Well, absolutely. Great kick that really put the full-back under some pressure.
They will have a bit of pressure
Offside
of their own
goal.
to enjoy now. Will Shawcross Sharks. About 3 players stood in front of our match official, Mr. Callahan, and it's an easy decision for him to penalise Waterhead in the end. So Barker brings it forward to decide not to kick to touch. We are in almost a public park here, so
it's a beautiful venue, park, I've got to say.
I dare say if you kick to touch, you might not get your ball back.
Yeah.
Someone might run off with it. Good run there from Dick Tomlinson. Manages to get the ball out of the back. There's Neagle. Good run again from Neagle. He is one of the top forwards in Division 2, and he plays it back to Russell. Stevenson overwhelmed in the challenge. Oh, I'm not too keen on how they moved in there. There was a good 3 players moved in, and a couple of Shawcross players also go in and say he's been hit from the side. They're appealing for something here. It got a bit aggressive, shall we say, Steve?
There's a bit of a coming to, I think they call it, Parky. I mean, but sensibly, just words, nothing else.
So referee will just have a word here with Gaz Owen. Another vastly experienced player. Played for Oldham, Salford, Sheffield Eagles in the pro ranks. We've got his dad Jeff alongside us, to be honest, doing the filming.
And doing a good job too.
And doing a fine job, yeah. So 20 points to 0. They look like they're going to have another penalty here, Shawcross. Certainly Waterhead have retreated a good 10-15 metres. Referee just also having a quick word with Brad Baines. So Tomlinson, this multi-talented loose forward, kicks the ball into touch, gains a good 15-20 metres without his side having to do anything there, really.
Let's see what they can do here with this.
Decent position. Joel Russell to tap. Chitakunya follows up. It's a good solid run, but a good solid tackle low down as well from Birch, the skipper. Sent into the middle with Stevenson. He flies it across. Good work again out to that right-hand side. Barker. Running chance there for Ripley, but the defence soon caught up with him. He's 20 metres away from the line, over on the right-hand side of the field, just 5 metres in from touch. It's brought back towards the centre. Another good run coming in from Jack Toulson. Gets within 10 of the line. Picked up by Russell, who fires it out to Ashen. Ashen, good ball. Oh, that was a flat ball for Alex Baines. Baines 10 metres from the line, just to the left-hand side of the post. He continue coming left now. Ashen again goes to Chitikunya. The tackle is good from Gaz Owen. He stopped 15 metres out from the line. They'll run it from dummy half. It's a solid surge from Lucas Smith. It's a great tackle. It's going to be turnover.
Yeah, a good set there from Shawcross Sharks. I think they just miscounted the tackle though, because it ended a little bit flat. But this is where they want to be, this end of the park, to try and see if they can get on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it was a bit of a meek end to the set, really, wasn't it? Unfortunately, as far as they're concerned. There's Kieran Dean. Oh, I tell you what, he'll wish he hadn't taken that ball up. He gets forced back 5 metres. It's the only time so far in this game that he's lost a bit of ground. They have been given another set of 6 though, have Waterhead. What do you think of this set restart? There's definitely teams that use it to their advantage, aren't they? Looking nowhere but St Helens in particular, as flying in to make the tackle there. It's Tennyson Neagle. It's a good run from Dickinson again. He's like a Hulk out there, he's Dickinson, isn't he?
I'd say that Shawcross edge there on that right-hand side really getting stuck in.
Yeah, they've got the work cut out, haven't they? That's a brilliant run coming in there from I think it's Dale Lowe. Just gets forced back. That's the ball gone loose. So it's a penalty. Penalty comes in. Little bit of over enthusiasm in the challenge, shall we say?
Eager, I think the word is.
Eager. So Waterhead with this latest penalty, 40 metres from their own line. He said to the ref, we're going to tap, so it's brought forward a further 10. James Perks to look round, fires the ball into the arms of Dale Lowe. As I said, reaching the veteran stages of his career now, but what a servant he's been. Decent player as well. Into the middle it comes with Joy. So another good run from him. Chalks off 10 metres, quick as you like, and every time it takes 2 or 3 men to deal with him, doesn't it?
Every single time, Parky, every single time.
So Perks puts it left. There's Lowe, uses a bit of late footwork, doesn't really get him anywhere. The defence was good and eager to the task there. Inside the 20 they rumble though, with Joy, who hands on to this man Dickinson. He's like a one-man wrecking machine, Dickinson. He's just dragging defenders in from everywhere. Eventually he stopped in front of the post, 5 metres out. He's played across right to Keegan Brennan. Now again. Owen. Oh, plays it at the front man. They're going to go through.
And again.
Oh, that is superb. Matty Holland goes in. It's his 15th try of the season as well. What a season he's having. Absolutely magnificent. And they'll need a slight sniff of the line, don't they? And they come up with points.
Very much so. And Shawcross have got to show this side up, because everything is coming over here. And they're having success left, right and centre. So a lovely ball through hands once again. And a little bit of more tricky kick this time.
But I see what you did there as well, Steve. Left, right and centre, because the breaks are coming from all across the park, aren't they?
They certainly are.
See, this is why you're set for some appearance money, isn't it, Steve? Hope you're loving the commentary this evening. You're possibly not if you're tuning in from Dewsbury. Currently Shawcross Sharks finding themselves well behind on the scoreboard. They've not really had a chance to impose themselves with the way that Waterhead are moving this ball around. It's very, very impressive.
Yeah, the speed is really, really good. They're making easy meters, fast play of the ball, as I say, and the centre wing play and getting the ball across is absolutely superb.
You can almost forgive Kieran Dean for taking all the time in the world with this kick, can't you? Because let's be honest, the ball's been in play for quite a long spell in this first period, hasn't it?
Yeah, very much. Got to say though, I mean, nobody shirked any responsibility, and nobody seems to be blowing at all.
Is that a better kick from Dean? Yes, it is. It's a superb strike from Dean. 3 goals out of 5 for him. Takes the scoreline on to 26 points to nil. At this rate, I might need an abacus. I'm running out of fingers.
I'm not taking my socks and shoes off for anybody.
Listen, I'm running out of fingers and toes. I am from Lee, after all. We're getting an offer here. So, 26-0. Any messages so far, Steve?
Not at the moment, Parky.
Oh, if you're joining us, let us know you're listening. Tell us where you're listening from. Are you a far-flung Waterhead warrior? Are you on the other side of the world? Are you on the other side of Rochdale? Let us know. Oh, that's a long restart. Well played off the knees by Kieran Dean, who's running it back with a bit of venom. He's doing well up towards the 20-metre line and just put down just before that mark. They're looking in a right mood as Perks puts it to the right-hand side. Dale Lowe takes another carry. Decent start to him after coming off the bench as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and just keeping up that momentum, that speed.
Perks spins it to Joy, who finds Owen, who takes on the defence, benches out 2 tackles. It's a good job that Chitikunya was there to cut in midfield, but it's a quick play of the ball. Perks spins away from one, spins away from a second. It's no wonder that he played for the England Community Lions last season. He's showing that same sort of form, Steve. And now Joy rolling the ball across his chest. He dummied and shimmied at the line, and he still drifted forward.
He's got a good pass in him as well, hasn't he?
He has. Brennan puts it on the left peg. It's high.
Sorted out.
It's hanging. It's taken. It's back in the arms now of Callum Barker, who tries to round the defence but goes nowhere. It's very committed from Owen. Very committed from Birch, as you'd expect of the skipper. And then it's spilled by Josh Frayne. They could be in again with Young. Young out wide. It's valiant defence. Just forces him out of play. He's put into touch. Magnificent effort as well from Young. Good play all round that.
Yeah.
The speed of the reaction was very impressive, and then the speed of the defence to get across and just deny the try. But they're up against it at the moment. Waterhead with more attacking possession, 15 metres out from the line. So your first time on the mic, Steve, how are you finding it?
It's interesting, Parky. I don't know how you do it, and remember all the names as well, I'll tell you. Unbelievable.
Well, it helps because I've got the team sheet in front of me, so there's nothing.
I'm trying to big you up here.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Trevor Hunt's listening. Right, it's going to be fed into the middle of this scrum by Owen. If you're listening, Trevor, great to have you with us. Good play out wide. There's Hamilton.
Yeah.
They're in again. What a brilliant scrum play that is. Such intricate passing out to the left-hand side. And it's Dane Taylor who goes in for another. And at this rate, it could be a really, really long night from Shawcross Sharks.
It could be, Parky. I mean, and for want of repeating ourselves, it's going through hands again, centre, all the way over to winger and getting the ball in.
Got to apologise as well. I was nearly caught littering here at Waterhead Park because in the excitement of that try, my notes went everywhere. So I've got to thank the guys that stood around the video gantry that we are kindly on. It's got to say it's a great view from up here, isn't it?
Can we get this in the car and take it with us back? It's absolutely superb.
I think you've got to have to, push a bit of money Waterhead's way to get away from this one. But it is fantastic. Great to be here this evening. We could be seeing history in the making this evening because they're 1 win away from securing the championship and currently looking in comfortable position at 30-0 to do just that.
And do you know what, Parker? Playing some absolutely beautiful rugby to watch, isn't it? You know what I mean? We go on so many times about some of the professional code. You watch the games and they go through those processes that we talk about, and it gets a bit on the boring side.
He's hit the post again with the conversion attempt. 3 out of 6 for him. He's getting plenty of practice, and twice he's hit the post.
That's still, like I said before, should be an extra point for that.
He couldn't do that if he tried, could he? If you aimed for it, he couldn't hit the post. So 30-0.
Come on,
tell you what, I'm looking to my left-hand side. There's a great crowd that's here. It's absolutely brilliant for a Friday night.
Even behind the posts at the Waterhead end as well.
Dare we whisper it? This Friday night rugby might catch on.
Tell you. I've said it how many times. It's the way forward.
I tell you what, I'm looking forward to it because if there's more games on a Friday night, we get more commentaries.
Exactly. Gone short.
He has gone short there. It's just been put down as well from Shawcross Sharks. Picked up in the end by Holland, and they've got a running chance down this right-hand side. Young decides to go to ground as he got Chutakinya running at him. There is a Shawcross Sharks player holding his midriff there, about 10 metres in.
The player who took the ball from the short kick-off.
So it was a good short kick-off that from Deck Tomlinson. I like stuff where it's not scripted, that, is it? You're just sort of looking up and you give a quick nod to a couple of your teammates and you say, go and chase this next one. And he's brave there.
Very brave. I mean, he's back on his feet. Took the wind out of his sails, I think.
Yeah, it's the centre Brad Burns. And I don't know what they feed him in Yorkshire because he's massive. He's a tall lad. Hope he's going to be okay to continue. He might just have to breathe a few big uns in for a short time. So, Waterhead back in possession. There's a bit of banter between Mason Young and his opposite wingman Lucas Smith. Referee blows time back on. And it's carried into the middle by Waterhead Warriors. 30 points to the good. 6 tries they've scored in this first half. Is there more in the offing? Well, it's another good run from Phil Joy. He's dragged 4 defenders into him.
Takes them every time.
They've just got to find some way of trying to slow this down. And they're getting nowhere near at the moment as Owen gets it to his left. There's that man low again. Just over the halfway line he goes. Been eager for work since going on.
Go on, Jack.
Good solid surge. I'm guessing because everyone's calling him Jack, that's Jack Burns. So he's carried that in for a 10-metre gain. Ball across to this right. Kick comes in from Keegan Brennan. He was put under lots of pressure there by Alex Baines. He's bouncing all over. Flipping heck. They're dicing with danger here, Shawcross Sharks. It eventually comes up well there for Lucas Smith, who still tries to get away, but loses the ball in the process. So Waterhead Warriors with another set of possession in decent field position. Superb work there from Holland. They're coming down this right-hand side. There's Birch. Spins away from the first challenge. He's 10 metres away from the line. 10 metres in from touch. Perks goes, sends it on to Dean. Kieran Dean can't quite stretch out. He's 2 metres shy of the line. Long ball from Perks onto Owen. Swaps it back to Phil Joy. Phil Joy deserves a try for his efforts so far this evening. He's under the post, but he's held up. So the tackle count will resume. 10 metres away from the post, directly in the centre of the ground. They've got a good line up either side of the ruck here.
Dangerous here because obviously they can hit from both sides.
And Perks selects to go down this right-hand side. There's Dean. Spins away from 2. Oh, he's diving! It's a try for Dean. Lovely work from Dean. Second try of the game. The unstoppable rugby playing machine. It's Waterhead Warriors 34. Shawcross Sharks, zilch.
I've got to say, Joy's got to take some credit there. Really hammering forward there to get held up underneath the post, and obviously from the resulting replay going in, the Waterhead Warriors going in at the side of the post there. Again, it should be an easy kick. Be surprised if he hits the post on this one.
Well, we've got a change of kicker as well, to be honest. So as the big shepherd's crook come out for Kieran Dean after hitting the post twice in his 6 attempts, he's landed 3 goals. So it's going to be Jensen Hamilton to take over the kicking responsibility here now. So Hamilton, been prolific again. I mentioned earlier in the piece that he scored 20 odd tries last season. I had the pleasure of doing like a try of the week. And I got plenty of submissions from Jeff last year, and Jensen Hamilton was scoring. He didn't score unless it were spectacular. Yeah. So Hamilton now with this goal kick strikes it. 2 points hoisted. It's now 36-0. What a first half!
Been some glorious stuff on display here tonight, Parker. As I said, Shawcross just I think they've had one sort of foray into the Waterhead half, but other than that, it's been standing behind the post.
And again, they're slow to come to the touchline and slow to come to halfway too. So 36-0. Was you going to come in with a comment then, Steve?
I was just saying
Paul Chitakunya
Mr. Titacunya, he's had a really good match. He's been not shy of making a tackle.
And look at this. This is expansive stuff from Waterhead. It's Dean, steps around one of his own players, rumbles his way forward. He's going to be put down on the 30-metre line and just beyond. An ugly looking dip to the floor, but still, they're that quick. That Joy makes another 10 metres and gets to halfway line. The referee's whistle sounds. It brings an end to first half proceedings. What a first half from Waterhead.
Absolutely flew, Parky, and that was absolutely superb first half.
7 tries scored in total, to be fair. So Dean opened the scoring after a couple of minutes and converted. That came after a little kick into the in-goal area. Then Dane Taylor went over the first of his 2 tries after 12 minutes. Just 3 minutes later, the ball was switched over to this right-hand side. Young cross, Dean converted 16 points to 0. And after 18 minutes, it was 20 points to 0 when they were running at better than a point a minute when Hamilton went in for a spectacular score. Then after 27 minutes, that came after a little spell of pressure, as you mentioned, from Shawcross. It was made 26 points to 0 when Holland went over. Dean converted. Then we saw a lovely move from a scrum out to the left-hand side. Dane Taylor going over for his second try after 32 minutes. That made it 30 points to 0. And then just before the break, Dean popping in for his second try, diving past a whole host of defenders to get over by the post. Hamilton landing the conversion there. 36 points to 0, Steve. And I'm thinking, because we're on a summer's evening and we've not got floodlights here, this second half will soon be underway. So we're getting ready for it. It's been a dead quick word between match officials, dead quick word between the two teams. Obviously, Waterhead are going to be absolutely ecstatic with that first half. But what do you think is going to be said? How can they improve on that?
Well, basically, I'm sure they're saying just, same again, please. From a Waterhead point of view, Shawcross Sharks, they've got to tighten up, certainly on their left edge, on the right edge of Waterhead Warriors, because they're having so much joy down that side. And obviously they've just got to try and get in, sort of the Waterhead's half and put something together. I mean, even if they just can stay down there for a couple of sets to put some pressure and to see if they can come away with a little bit of joy.
I'm just thinking, for this second half, have you got a stopwatch that we can go?
Stopwatch. No, but we'll keep an eye on it. See what time it kicks off.
An eye on the clock, because we do look like we're getting ready for the start of the second half. Told you they were quick. I told you it was going to be quick. So 36 points to 0 in favour of Waterhead Warriors. I've just had my hand shook by Oldham Rugby League royalty, Roger Halstead.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, just he's passed his way by.
Two listeners in Australia, Dave. Roy Jewett.
Oh, absolutely.
And Les Hockin, both listening to us.
Oh, excellent.
Really pleased to hear that Roy Jewett and Les Hockin are listening to us from out in Australia. Absolutely fantastic. Hope you're enjoying the coverage, fellas. It's a delight to bring it to you. And certainly when Waterhead are playing this sort of form of rugby league, it is a joy to commentate on as well, Steve.
They are on fire, yeah. And as we said on the show on Wednesday, this is the type of thing we're hoping to bring, that if you are out and about, far-flung across the world, and you want to tune into and listen to how your local team are playing, hopefully we can bring that to you for the rest of the season, and obviously moving on into to next season.
The game is back up and running, so Phil Joy with the first carry. Second carry came down that right-hand side by Birch, and there's Perks out from dummy half, tackle near the halfway line, about 10 metres in from the right touch line. Owen feeds it right. Oh, they're off again. It's a great play. It's kicked into the middle by Mason Young. Jensen Hamilton. What a start to the second half. Flying Jensen Hamilton running through. Tell you what, he is Formula One when he gets his hands on the ball, isn't he? He breaks through. He'd no right to catch that, and he touches down at the side of the post.
What a skill, kicking the ball like that on the run. Lovely little chip through. Bounced nice for him, he's got to admit, but at the end of the day, you've got to be there to take it when it bounces up nice under at the side of the post. Super.
Such a clever kick as well from Mason Young, and again, they're just simple rugby league, but sometimes the simple rugby league is the best, isn't it? So they've got numbers, and they've checked numbers on the right, found that they've got one extra, get out the ball there quickly, kick comes in, and you've got the speed of this man Hamilton. he's a flyer, isn't he?
Absolutely on fire. And as we said, that side again, they just know what each other's doing. I bet one goes to the bar and the other knows exactly what the other wants without asking.
Mine's pint, Steve. So 40 points to 0, and Hamilton looking to turn his 4 into 6.
I'm sure he will.
Just at the right hand side of the post. Him being the goal kicker as well, he's took it as close to the post as he could, hasn't he?
He certainly has.
Fair play.
What a Shawcross Sharks got to do. They must be punch drunk, because they've spent more time behind the sticks, unfortunately, because Waterhead have just been absolutely on fire.
Unplayable.
Yeah.
You know, Waterhead have just been absolutely tremendous. I mean, we're not keeping stats. Unfortunately, we've not got people handing us bits of paper telling us what completion rates are and who's the top runner and that type of stuff. Most meters. None
of that Barry and Terry rubbish.
We'd love that. Don't get me wrong. So if you do want to do that for us, then in future games, then that'd be fantastic. But it's easy to look at this and admire where all this hard work comes from, because you don't get to play in this type of rugby league without putting so much hard work in, do you? So, kick-off comes in. Oh, it's a mid-range restart. Well taken by Keegan Brennan. Oh, he split the line just momentarily. Gets outside his 20. It's a low challenge which came his way by Harrison Sutcliffe. Good tackle there from Shawcross Sharks. Getting in on the act, he's Deck Tomlinson. Never been that far away from the act. Burns plays it. Here's Dean following up through the centre field. Good tackle. Excellent work from Harrison Sutcliffe, one of several young players that are starting to make the grade at Shawcross. Two sides that it would be fair to say were in the doldrums, both of them doing particularly well in this division this season. Waterhead, well, it'll take a massive collapse if they're not going to get promoted now. Here's Phil Joy, powering his way beyond halfway once again. Picks at dummy half, slips it left. Keegan Brennan skies it. Oh, it's only gone about 15 metres forward, but what a kick! It's spilled, but there's 2 or 3 players offside. Stood in front of the kicker. Oh, they were that quick that the referee thought they were stood in front of the kicker. One of the 2. As a result, Shawcross Sharks have a penalty 20 metres away from their own line. Evan Stevenson looks round. Doesn't have too many eager runners to take the battle forward, does he? And it's going to be Isaac Murray to play the ball.
Good leg drive there.
That's an excellent surge from Tennyson Neagle. Been certainly amongst the top performers this evening for Shawcross Sharks. Ball across to Deck Tomlinson, who slips the ball nicely. Sutcliffe keeps it moving down his right hand side. Small running chance there just for a second from Josh Frayne. The defence got across. Jack Burns leading the tackling. Low down was Brennan. Infield it'll come. Good work to Tomlinson, but that's a terrible ball out from Tomlinson. Alex Baines did so well to pick it up, didn't he? It was a terrible pass.
I can see the ambulance on the way as that ball was moving.
Good little scurry forward from Isaac Murray. Gets it inside the 40. The last tackle has been reached here for Shawcross Sharks, however. Back to the middle. Kick's coming from Ashen. Did well to step away from the defence in the first instance. Puts the kick wide. It'll bounce, it'll bobble. It's tricky. And eventually it's taken by Waterhead, who have a penalty now for the exact same reason as the previous penalty, offside.
But a little bit of a foray there for Shawcross into the Waterhead half. Getting some time, hands on the ball, and that's what they need, a bit more of that. Got to slow the ruck down, I think, because they've just been on fire and getting the movement going.
Yeah, I mean, Waterhead play at such a frenetic pace, don't they? So Perks straight in fires it into Owen, who in turn finds Dale Lowe, who takes on 2 defenders. Tomlinson and Sutcliffe put him down eventually, 40 metres from his own line. Perks awaits dummy half duties, spins it into the arms of Zach Fenton. Fenton just wrestled back. Good yards from him. Wonder whether it's his brother who's at Huddersfield. Been playing for Bradford this season. I'll have to check that. There's Joy. Gets it out the back. Oh, it's brilliant movement again. Here's Mason Young. Speeding down the wing. Options in field. Fires it in field. It's forward. Oh, he's going to be denied. He's at win. throws the ball back in field in disgust.
But they're just lining up there, and they know if they're in support, they've got a chance.
What says you to that? I mean, that was so close to another try there, wasn't it?
Same movements again, The confidence is up as well, isn't it? They're playing champagne rugby now.
Oh, champagne rugby. I don't know whether there's a cup when you get to win a championship like they are doing, but they're winning it in some style this evening, aren't they?
Yeah. And it's great to see a crowd like this out watching them as well.
I think there's even an extra 50, 60, 70 people that might have come since we've started, to be fair. It's very, very packed. It's 3 deep to our left-hand side in people. So the scrum is fed. It comes out of the base from Shawcross Sharks, who spin the ball out. Eventually, it ends up in the arms of Lucas Smith, who goes on a little forry forward, but only as far as the 20-metre line. There goes Tennyson Neagle. Still think that's one of the best names in rugby league.
I agree.
What a superb forward he is. Tomlinson. He just took his eyes off the ball.
Yeah, just over.
Still on the ground.
Not the greatest ball in the world to him, must admit.
They had to deaden that play as well, did Shawcross Sharks. They were threatening, and there's threats right across this field, isn't there?
Yeah, very much. And obviously, we've got Waterhead now back on the attack in the middle of the Shawcross half. Scrum down. Let's see what they can get from this. This is going to be interesting because with them being in the centre, much the same as before, they can attack from either side. Will they go over that right-hand side again? Would have had so much success.
The 35 metres away from the line, Perks takes it at the base. Then Owen takes it right into the line. There goes Hamilton in support. They're about 20 metres shy of the line. Chitikunya with the challenge.
Go on, Harry.
Then the run comes in from Harry Barker, another young player of vast promise here at Waterhead. Recently been playing for the England Community Lions under-17s as Owen feeds it back into Dale Lowe at the other end of the playing spectrum. You've got a 17-year-old and a 37-year-old. That's just what community rugby is these days.
That's what it's all about, mate.
And it's Joy feeding it off. It was a good take that from Owen.
Yeah.
Sends it back to Perks on the right-hand side. He's drifting further right. He's looking for an opening. He's got an opening, and he's so close to the line. He eventually just wrestled down short. Infield, it's moved. Coming on the burst is Dean. Dean can't ground it. He's pushed back inside the field of play. Excellent try-line defence there from Shawcross. But can they hold up? Perks is trying to smuggle his way over. It's going to be a turnover. Whoa, I tell you what, they're ever so close. There's points galore in this side, isn't there?
I think everybody was interested in getting on the score sheet now.
So, currently 42 points to 0 in this one. Shawcross battling their way away from their own posts. The sun starting to set here.
It's getting a little bit on the chilly side now as well, Pat.
Oh no, I've layered up. I'm not feeling it. I'm feeling the warmth of this crowd anyway. So
Tomlinson gets the ball out. Lovely.
Did well. There's Evan Stevenson on the run. Wins a penalty as well. The tackle was a little bit too stern for referees like him. So Shawcross Sharks, 20 metres away from their own line, have this penalty. Stevenson says we'll take it forward. Isaac Murray comes forward. He's got Chitikunya for company. Fid to Stevenson, however, who drops it back over his shoulder for Alex Baines. Baines feels the full force of that 3-man challenge, and he's pushed and pulled in all directions like a rag doll. He'll play it 40 metres from his own line. Murray onto Tomlinson, onto West. Back on for a second spell, prop forward. Burns just left his hand in there, lucky not to be penalised. Now they'll work a bit of magic on the right hand side, will they, Shawcross? Will they get to the halfway line? Tom Ashen just over that mark. 20 metres in from touch. He'll play this to Murray. Oh, hang on. Bit of interference. And another penalty will go the way of Shawcross. Trailing by 42 points to 0. Can they give their travelling support, and the support maybe listening at home, something to cheer this evening? It's been a really golden performance this from Waterhead Warriors, but a chance here to set up and add a bit of pressure for themselves for Shawcross Sharks.
Yeah. And we know what it's like when we read those results out on a Wednesday, Parker. We've seen a couple of one-pointers. Will they be doing that to try and just rub things off the score chart?
Oh, I don't think that's on the mind. I think they want possession down here, don't they? Where they're in the right sort of position of the field. That's a good run from West, gets inside the 20, just to the right hand side of the post. Murray is checking round, takes it left, goes the way of Tomlinson. It's wide to Stevenson, just has to come back to the right hand side because he was running down a blind alley and nearly gave away a penalty for obstruction. So they're still 10 metres away from the line. Murray to his right hand side to Tomlinson, he plays it out to Ashen. Now it's good movement, good work down that right hand side. Tom Ripley just held up 5 metres shy of the line. In at dummy half is Sutcliffe. Long ball from him into the middle to Ashen. He keeps it moving to West, who rumbles his way forward. Gets it 5 metres from the line. Murray. Well, this time work it right for Ashen. Ashen plays it at the back man. Now they've worked a bit of an opening. They're going to crash over on the right hand side. It's Josh Frayne who scores. Lovely bit of interplay with Tom Milburn, who popped up as the extra man down this right hand side. And Tom Milburn, he's been having a top season. Transferred over to Shawcross from East Leeds at the start of the campaign. He's definitely a player that we've seen before when we've been covering games involving East Leeds over the last few years. That was a bit of class handling from him, wasn't it? And a good finish from Frayne.
It just shows when they do get the ball in hand, they're capable of putting it together. Obviously, I mean, you've got to say it's sort of looking like a lost cause to a certain degree. But what they've got to look at is, what sort of players can we put on, and at least see, how we go from there. Tomlinson with the kick from the touchline. See if he can make a success of this.
56 goals this season if you read one match report. 60 goals if you read another. He struck the post. And another one hits the post.
I think these posts this end should go for an HIA. They have concussion, they've been hit that many times.
Well, that one's still rattling a little bit, to be honest. So the scoreline remains 42 points to 4. They've given up the nil, have Waterhead, but that was a great bit of play, to be fair, from Shawcross, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Gets them on the board.
Just shows that when like I said before, they put the ball through hands. They can be dangerous.
So Hamilton gets us underway. Oh, he's hung that one high. They're chasing it. It's a good, comfortable take as far as Shawcross are concerned. They've got hold of possession 20 metres from their own line. It comes into Matt West. He rumbles forward for 5 hard-fought metres with 3 players hanging off him. He'll play this to Murray, who spins it into the middle. Tomlinson targets a lazy defender. Half goes past him. Eventually they catch up with him, and I tell you what, I think Dale Law's wanting to swap shirts because he's ripped the one off the back there of the Shawcross player. Murray goes on a little run to halfway. They're having a bit of a renaissance period here, Shawcross. It's fed down this right hand side. The pass.
There we go.
A little bit too hard at the man, and as a result it's been put down, and there's a penalty here for Shawcross Shark. A tackle off the ball.
Off the ball, yeah. Looks like it's Tomlinson who's just wearing half a shirt now after that last tackle.
At least it makes him a standout as the fading light goes, doesn't it? He's the man with half a shirt. We've got to think of these things. I am eyesight challenged after all.
I know, yeah.
They've done a good job in ripping that shirt as well, to be fair. So down on his haunches at the moment, receiving attention, is the centre Thomas Ripley.
Time for injuries number 4, come on.
He's just wanting to do up his boot again. With that good, that tackle, it knocked his boots off.
Obviously, the later we're getting on in the year now, the light's starting to fade, and it's going to be interesting to see if there's how much is going to add on for these injuries.
We can't afford to add that much on because we are
won't be able to see
fading light.
Yeah.
So our referee, Mr. Callaghan, who actually works in the NHS, going over to check on the health there of Thomas Ripley.
See what you did there, Parky.
It is going to be a penalty to Shawcross.
24. On time, yeah.
So 42 points to 4. Chance here for Shawcross Sharks to apply some more pressure. He's kicked a touch by Tomlinson.
Gets some distance on them kicks,
He
doesn't he?
did, didn't he? It's right up towards the 20-metre line. In fact, it's just inside. And a quick word about our young touch judge on this side, Jack Wallace. He's one of a very promising number of young match officials that are coming through the ranks. Was recently on duty at the at Wembley for the Champ Schools.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually his first appointment in Lancashire today. So, ball fed wide from Shawcross Sharks is Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe, 5 metres in from touch. There's not a lot of space in that defensive line, but they're giving it chances. There's Tomlinson, brushes away from 2. Lovely ball round the man. And there's Baines crossing. That's a super try from Alex Baines. What a pass. I tell you what, Lee Crooks used to get away two or three of them a game. It's almost a dying art in rugby league, but Tomlinson has done a round the corner pass there.
Absolutely superb, and good support work as well to see that he was going to take that off and get in at the side of the post.
I mentioned it's a renaissance. It's 2 tries in 4 minutes for Shawcross.
It's pretty easy goal kick, I would have thought, here for Tomlinson as well. He's changed his shirt now. He's got fully clothed as he's lining up to take this kick.
Has he got a number on those things?
He's got number 18 on the back.
Number 18, so right, because we need to note these type of things, to be honest, Steve. He was joking with me, Paul March, before, because I was asking him about, is it 1 to 17? No, like dodgy numbers, and he went to say, well, Paul's in 16, so look out for that one. He said, but we've not got 18 in order. It's been put out there. It's wanted to make an appearance, and it's a good kick from Tomlinson. 42 points to 10. Well, certainly it's rallying, isn't it? And it's exactly what the game needed, because it was really, really drifting away, wasn't it? So 42 points to 10. Alex Baines and Josh Frayne with the second half points, and a goal from man of the moment Tomlinson. Just the one try to tell you about in this second half so far from a Waterhead persuasion. A try and conversion from Jensen Hamilton, who slips when he's putting the restart kick in, and it dribbles all the way down to Ashen, who takes on the line, who beats the first tackler, who's 20 metres away from his own line. Quick play the ball to Sutcliffe. He hands it back on the infield. Well, that's a great challenge by Dale Lowe. Launched himself at the player and took all the wind out of his sails. Tomlinson challenges the smaller men in the middle. He's through again. It's Tomlinson. Wrecking ball stuff. He dummies. He's still going, Tomlinson. Well, the commentators say he's not run that far in his holidays, but I'm not going to go down that route. He's run it to the 20-metre line. That's superb from Tomlinson. And a chance here for Ashen. Good tackling, though, however. Low.
Some great defence there.
Also Dickinson involved in the tackle. Murray into West. Took on the smaller forward then. Challenged him. The 10 metres away from the line here, Shawcross Sharks. Have they got designs on another 4 points? It'll have to go through the hands. Stevenson drops it on the boot. What do I know? He's taken in by Jensen Hamilton. Stevenson chases him, drags him back towards his own line. They're dragging him back in touch. That's got to be a penalty. Referee deciding that that tackle was complete. I don't like to see that when players are tapping each other on the head, though. They don't need to do that.
No, it's the game's hard enough for this without any of that.
I believe they call it bants in the modern era, though.
Bants?
So 42 points to 10. Penalty here to Waterhead. Keegan Brennan. We could be on catching duty here, Steve. I'm ducking out of the way. If it's heading my way, I'll knock on.
Oh no.
Oh, thank goodness for that. It's way wide of us. It's disappeared over this grassy knoll that's at our back.
Yeah, a young lady decided that she wouldn't catch that one. Rightly so, to say.
I don't blame her, to be honest. So, ball off the pitch so far. It's the other side of the grassy knoll. They're preparing to kick it back onto the field. I tell you what, not a bad kick to get it back onto the field of play. Waterhead will be back underway in just a couple of seconds. So Perks taps. Forward comes Jack Burns. Challenges the defence. Spins it through Tom Ripley's challenge. 30 metres from his own line. Perks onto Phil Joy. Joy crosses the 40, heads towards halfway again. He's a real handful. And then spun into the middle, Owen. Oh, they're giving it air again. Dickinson. Lovely work out to Young. Speeding down the wing is Young. Just as his run checked. Good challenge by Jack Toulson, who's injured himself in the process. They could go back down this wing, to be honest. And they do just that, because there's a couple of players that are limping after putting the challenges in. Oh, that's a terrible play of the ball, but the referee has seen it the other way and given Waterhead another penalty.
I've seen them given the other way, I must admit. But, right, come on, lads.
So, chance of points here for Waterhead. Been a little bit quiet this second half. It's all power to the elbow of Shawcross Sharks. Good run coming in from Ellis Walker. He's 10 metres out from the line. They're directly in front of the posts. Perks sends it left. Owens under pressure, feeds it out to Keegan. And then, it's been thrown, and they've turned over possession again. Ashen pass, it's landed in the arms of Dane Taylor, who set himself and got to the 10 metre line. Well, that was a right mix-up. A lot of excitement going on there. Here's Dickinson, meanwhile. This is superb. Dickinson for the post.
Was it stripped?
He's been tackled by the post pad. And the knock-on is ruled. Yeah, because he's run into the post pad there and lost possession. It was a great tackle by the post pad. Absolutely superb. I'm getting a few dodgy looks my way now. We're saying we're definitely handsy there, Dave. It's all good-natured. Anything's good-natured if you're winning 42-10.
It was the way it came out. It was surprising. But it is what it is, as they say.
It is what it is. Read it in the papers. Hey, that's been struck. A hooker has struck for a ball. That's the first time in 20 years that he's been penalised. He kicked it out, to be fair.
Yeah.
So, penalty the way of Shawcross Sharks. They've definitely lost possession this second half.
Yeah. In fact, they're actually winning the second half, if I'm not wrong, aren't they?
They are 10 points to 6. Overall, though, 42 points to 10. Pretty handsome from Waterhead Warriors, but I'm sure the coaching staff here, John Perks and Mr. Brennan, I'm sure they'll be looking for it to be tightened up from a Waterhead point of view. Shawcross, though, bringing it across this right-hand side through Ashen. On the angle, cutting back in, is the centre Tom Ripley, who plays for a penalty and doesn't get it. Here's West, nice footwork from him, carries him beyond the 40, but he moves into dummy half. They're still just shy of the halfway line here at Shawcross Sharks. Dummy to the left, brought to the right by Murray. He's a bit of a live wire, this Murray, isn't he? He's definitely picked up since he's gone on, and he's playing at hooker. Sutcliffe will fire this ball into the middle. Ashen will set himself for the kick. Oh, he skied this high, it's spinning end on end. He's played at by Taylor, who takes it at the second time of asking. Almost rebounded it up in the air before catching it at the second time, didn't he? Now Perks, long ball to Owen.
Back down that side again.
Back down that right-hand side. The ball's gone loose. All on wayside match official. Young has it in his arms. He's tackled 40 metres from his own line.
Again.
Yep, set restart as a result. Good run forward there from Harry Barker. Mentioned him in the first half. Excellent work to get to halfway. Tell you what, he's doing his best there, his Baines, to slowly play the ball down. And it's worked for him.
Yeah.
Well, we said they had to find some way of slowing down this Waterhead side, and they've done that second half.
Second half, they have, yeah. I think, obviously, a lot of energy expelled in the first half by Waterhead, playing some absolutely fantastic rugby. So it's not surprising they've slowed down a little. But saying that, on the youngsters on the wing getting all the things.
Barker, lovely offload to Joy. Joy rumbling down the ground through the middle, 25 metres out from the line. There's a real scattering of players down. Baines limps away from the challenge. Alex Baines, he's not a well man. I'd be targeting him in the defensive line now, because he's just to the left-hand side as the attack. Here's Keegan Brennan. Good run from him. 10 metres out from the line. Drifting over on this left-hand side. Last tackle signalled here of the set. Perks waiting dummy half duties. Jensen Hamilton wanted to get his hands on the ball. Does just that. Little chip forward. Oh, that was inventive play. But a good run from Toulson. He's took the battle in all the game, hasn't he, for Shawcross?
Yeah. Made some good metres there.
Big impressive performance there, and a good run from Toulson to the edge of his 20 metre line. Here's Chutikinya. Tireless performance from him. Hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you're listening in from this evening. 42-10 to Waterhead Warriors. It looks like they're going to go job complete and win Division 2 of the National Conference League this evening. But Murray's caught away from dummy half, and he's taken high
as well.
And I know what Joy's saying here. He's saying, look, I've tackled around the ball, but he has drifted high first of all. And basically, any tackle where you make head contact, you're going to get penalised for these days. So Shawcross with another penalty to their name. Crowd becoming a little bit restless. This penalty count slipping away.
They've been spoiled in the first half. That's what it is, isn't it?
Champagne rugby in the first half.
I'll give Shawcross the due. They've sort of battled back this second half, haven't they?
They have. Tap taken by Murray. Infield to Ashen. Ashen runs across the field, links it with Stevenson. The defence was moving up on him so quickly, he had no time to think, no time to move. 25 metres out from the line. Here's Chutakinya, chalks off 6 of them, gets inside the 20. Very precise run. Baines gets rid of it quickly to Tennyson Neagle. I just want a season of calling Tennyson Neagle, to be honest.
Is this going to go through Tomlinson's hand? No,
Murray decides to dart it forward himself, playing for a penalty, but the marker tacklers, they were definitely on side as Stevenson plays it out wide. Forceful run from Toulson.
Good coverage.
Just tackled near the touchline. Can they keep the line intact here? Shawcross knocking on the door. Kick comes in, a couple of kicks. He's trying to dive on it, but Hamilton's quickest to it. Oh, that's brilliant reactions from Hamilton. Gets it 15 out from his own line. He'd no right to make that many metres.
The speed on these guys are unbelievable.
And more speed coming up, more power from Callum Murphy. Superb run from Callum Murphy. Quick play of the ball too. Perks gets rid of it to Phil Joy. He's done well to get up in support. And a lovely little swerve from him to take him past the first defender. And he stopped about 10 metres away from halfway. Picked about dummy half by Perks. Carried forward by, I think that's Birch. All wrapped up. Good play.
Offside!
There's definitely one or two players drifting in front of the referee there. Dickinson, another good carry from him. Been really impressed with him this evening.
He's been solid, absolutely solid.
Perks out to Brennan. Just has to
step,
adjust his run and then drops it on the left boot. It's a good kick, well taken by Frayne. Superb take from him. He's going to have to try and get up and retrieve some position. And he immediately is challenged and tackled by Taylor. Oof, big hit there on Milburn. He spills it, he goes backwards. Shawcross still recovering possession, but they're just 5 metres away from their own line. Stevenson at dummy half pops it up for Frayne. Frayne just loses his footing, as a result doesn't get the power behind his run that he wanted. Still just 10 metres away from his own line. Stevenson quickly, it's out to Chutakinya. Dick Tomlinson getting it quickly through his hands. Now Stevenson at dummy half again, finds Tomlinson, moves it to Neagle. It's definitely a much improved second half performance this from Shawcross, but they've not found much purchase going forward. Last tackle here, Stevenson's under pressure, skies it high, it'll drift forward to the 30 metre line, it'll bounce anywhere. Still the last tackle, played back to Tomlinson. That's an ingenious kick, doesn't quite get his angle right, but it's bounced awkwardly and Hamilton's got it in centre ground. There's no chase whatsoever and Hamilton is off on a run, eventually dragged down, spun to the deck. Well, tackles like that have been penalised already this season, but it's not penalised on this occasion, and Waterhead will run forward again inside their own half. It's breathless at times, this one, Steve.
It's non-stop, Parker. Non-stop.
Here's Phil Joy.
Come on, Phil.
Big noise.
Yeah. Big noise, big meters.
Yeah.
Quick play the ball too. Here's Dickinson.
Nice again, Will.
Wrapped up by 3, rolled over on his back. That'll slow the ball down and just give a crucial half second to the defence. Perks though decides to go it alone. Oh, it's a good work from him. Lovely.
Yes.
It's intercepted and then put down by Tom Ripley. Well, they got close to creating something, then did Waterhead. There were many in motion, there was excitement galore out wide. And eventually it's put down by Shawcross Sharks. So they still have the attack and the attacking position here, don't they, Waterhead?
Oh, Ellis!
going to be interesting again. Scrum central of the Shawcross half. Is it going to go over to that right hand side? Will they bring it over to this left? Because it looked like they were having some good ball movement there then.
Just need to get it home now.
Well, Taylor, he's already scored 2 tries this evening. Are they going to try and play out to him for him to get a hat trick? Scrum to be fed by Keegan Brennan. They're taking it right instead. There's Owen right at the line onto Hamilton. Hamilton's got space. He's got time. He's got a fantastic step, and he's carried it right under the post. He'll celebrate that one. Looks round to his teammates. That is fantastic from Jensen Hamilton. Oh, when you've got a Rolls Royce in your team, you've got to get him on the ball as often as possible.
Well, we said the ball was going to go over to that side, and they've had so much joy, and yeah, absolutely superb rugby league.
And you know what that means? Hamilton's got a hat trick.
So there we go. Hamilton hat trick, and his speed is absolutely blistering.
Oh, it is, yeah. It's a joy seeing players of this standard at National Conference League level, isn't it? Because without a doubt, he could step up into semi-pro at least.
Yeah, you can tell that from his some of the plays that he's done in his movement.
So he's right underneath the posts. Hamilton continuing with his kicking too. He's taken the ball 10 metres back. So 46 points to 10 now. So will Hamilton convert? You'd expect him to. What it does mean is that Waterhead, with this kick, are now winning the second half as well, 12-10.
Just sneaking over, but got the second wind as well now, haven't they? Because again, the ball's going from side to side through the hands again, showing a lot of the the movement. They're really doing it at speed as well. I mean, it's not just lazily going over there, it's going over at real speed.
But the pace he showed as well to cut back. I mean, it was a lightning step, wasn't it? And as I say, I've had the pleasure of seeing a lot of video footage of Jensen over the last couple of seasons. He is without doubt a star, an absolute star in this competition.
See you later.
And he'll get the chance to play Division 1 next season. So, short restart coming in here from Tomlinson. Well taken by Kieran Dean. He was under a lot of pressure. Alex Baines has been pouring himself about, hasn't he?
Yes, hasn't he?
Oh, and that's a good tackle as well following up. But Waterhead maintaining possession. He's after a quick play of the ball. Perks lines it up for Dean again. Takes his second carry. Well, I think he's been off the field for a little while, hasn't he? So he's refreshed. It's a dangerous time. He's such a dangerous player. Here's Phil Joy, his first mistake of the evening. Unlucky. Keegan Brennan plays on, kicks the ball away as far as he can downfield. Oh, but that was so unlucky.
It was.
You know what it was? There was a bit of space in front of him. And Phil Joy, he's not used to having that level of space, is he?
He's not used to not having 3 men on his back while he goes that far.
Exactly.
5 minutes.
He's
needs something for that, doesn't
right on the halfway line.
So Ashen to feed this scrum for Shawcross Sharks. 48 points to 10 in this one. Midway through the second half, as Stevenson looks to his left, doesn't find much doing, steps and skips his way back to the middle of the field, but unfortunately for him, awaiting the challenge was Mitch Birch. Birch follows up with another tackle.
Well done, Zach.
And Zach Fenton also involved too. Now it's fed to the right hand side. Tomlinson out to Ashen. Now it's Milburn. He's got a nice step on him as well. Look at him go. He's motoring downfield. He's a stepper, as they say. There's a song in the 90s, Here Comes the Hot Stepper, and it just about summed Milburn up that with that run. Here's an eagle. That's going to be all the more direct. He did twist though and spin.
Yeah.
Has Phil Joy for company, who eventually brings him down 15 metres away from the line. Murray at dummy half. Shawcross coming forward with a little bit of menace. There's Tomlinson, dummy in left, dummy in right, getting through a couple of challenges. He's so clever with ball in hand. And that's a scrappy pass from Milburn. He's kicked forward by Keegan.
And the foot race is on.
Here's a foot race. Can he win it? He's kicked it again. He's kicked on again. They're playing football. Ashen has gathered it in 10 metres from his own line. That was so
tried a one-on-one ball steal there.
And there's a knock on, however, in the background from Ashen. Really, really good work. But I've got to really compliment Keegan Brennan. He kicked it forward. So too did Taylor. The pair of them were after it. And our referee has actually blown for full time. So, full time here, 48 points to 10. What a performance in the end from Waterhead Warriors, Steve.
Classic. Simple. Classic. That first half, they blew them off the park. Shawcross couldn't touch them. They came back in the second half there and got things together and put together a couple of good tries. But again, once Waterhead got the second wind again in that second half, again the ball was going from left to right. And right to left, going through hands, ball seeing loads of absolutely superb.
It was fair credit, wasn't it? You know, I mean, as you mentioned, that first half all started off in the second minute when Kieran Dean scored and converted to make it 6-0. It became 10-0 after 12 minutes when Dane Taylor scored his first try. Then Mason Young was deadly on the right-hand side, touching down after 15 minutes. They were leading 16 points to 0 thanks to Dean's second goal at that particular point. Better than a point a minute. It got even better when Hamilton zoomed in for his first try after 18 minutes, 20 points to 0, and then after 27 minutes, it was 26-0, I should say, when Matty Holland touched down. Dean converted to make it 26 points to 0. It became 30 points to 0 when Taylor went in for his second, 8 minutes from half time, and then after 38 minutes Dean crossed for his second try. Hamilton converted, 36 points to 0. We thought we were set for a real sparkling second half again from Waterhead, didn't we, when Hamilton zipped in after 42 minutes following a lovely kick forward.
What a try that was, Parker.
From Mason Young. It was a brilliant try. Quick movement out to the right hand side, break down the wing, classy kick from the winger, and your full-back zoom in through to touch it down and take it close to the post. He converted to make it 42 points to 0, and then we saw the fight back, didn't we? We saw Waterhead give away a few penalties. A little bit of scrappiness came into the game, to be expected, I suppose, and Shawcross Sharks showed what a competitive team that they are as well by crossing for 2 tries in quick succession through Josh Frayne and Alex Baines. Tomlinson adding a goal to that one to make it 42 points to 10. And then just a few minutes from the end, Hamilton completing his hat-trick from a scrum and converting. What an evening for Waterhead. They will go up as champions and deserved champions.
Rightly so, and it's going to be interesting to see how they fare in that division. I'm sure they're going to worry a lot of people. We're playing that sort of rugby league. From my point of view, possibly Hamilton with his tries, man of the match, but Young on the wing there pushed him very, very close. Lovely guy. His speed, that centre wing combination anyway, was devastating. But yeah, Hamilton was different gravy, wasn't he?
So for Shawcross, their journey isn't run. They go to Saddleworth on Tuesday night. I can exclusively reveal now, we've been given permission to broadcast there as well. So I'll be heading over there on Tuesday after work to bring you all the action from that one. They'll be fed up of seeing me, will Paul March and his team, by the end of next week, that's for sure. They've also got to play Milford and East Leeds at home and Woolston Rovers away on the final weekend of the season. So all to play for as far as Shawcross are concerned. For Waterhead, they can enjoy the last 3 games of the season. So they've got to come up against Normanton Knights on Tuesday away. Then they'll play at home against Wigan St Jude's on the 2nd of September, and they'll bring the curtain down on what has been a magnificent campaign with an away trip to Dewsbury Celtic. And look at this is magnificent scenes. They've gone in front of the scoreboard, they've got a big banner that says Division 2 Champions 2023. The bubbler is flowing, the drink is moving. I tell you what, I'm glad I'm over here, because we would have had it squirted at us, haven't we?
We certainly would, Parker. But I'll tell you what, congratulations to him. I mean, playing rugby league like that, I mean, it's a pleasure to watch. So gonna worry a few people in that division up that they're moving into.
We'll have all the reaction from Waterhead securing promotion on next week's 13 Pro Am Community Rugby League show. We've also got this other live commentary to bring you on Tuesday evening. Steve, thank you ever so much. What's your first experience been like?
I enjoyed it, Parker, really enjoyed it. I'll be over watching Woolston against Dewsbury Maroons, is it tomorrow?
Okay, I might be joining you yet.
So we'll see how, because that again, that's looking at the top 4 in this division. Obviously, Shawcross Sharks are in amongst that with the others as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they perform.
But thank you ever so much for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. We'll sign off in the knowledge that Waterhead Warriors promoted from Division 2 as champions, and deserved champions at that, winning this evening the 13th win in succession, 48 points to 10 against Shawcross Sharks.